Oh, I think most has been said, but from my background, I suppose it's always just looking to improve and get more out of our ground. And it's just another part of our precision ag that we've put into place. So it's not a tool that's going to fix every problem, but it's just another thing I've got in my handbag to pull out and use. So I think in conjunction with underground drainage, all this paddock here is all been underground drained on a grid system. So now with the land plane, hopefully we can fill some of those little hollows. So I think it's just a trick I've got up my sleeve to help to reduce crop losses. And from my experience in here, our biggest loss is waterlogging. So it's that's why I went down that tool. We had been land planing for quite a few years with a sort of set forget machine, which improved our ground greatly, but I wanted to take it to the next level, and then obviously finding out that Terra design was about and its capabilities. And the picture I had in my mind when I first started, we're achieving that now, but now after talking to these boys and seeing what we can do, there's stuff that I'd never ever dreamt of that we were going to be able to do with this. And I think we're going to do it cheaper. When we first started off with the first couple of designs, we were shifting near a couple of thousand cubic metres, and now we're down to sort of 400, and that's by Ruben probably getting a better understanding of what capabilities that program's got. One thing that we probably didn't reinforce enough yesterday, and it's nice to all stand here and look at the machine, but this machine's only controlling a hydraulic ram that goes up and down. The real value for money is the program that's put into that tractor, and that comes from what Ruben's doing. So collecting that data, good accurate data, but the work needs to go into getting a design, and then once you've got that design, this tool here just makes that design happen in the paddock. So I think that's a critical part of this whole thing, is good accurate data, and we've learned a lot trying to get data to it quickly and cheap, and it just doesn't work. And then you get the blade out in the paddock and it's trying to cut where it's not supposed to and fill where it's not supposed to, and it's all come back to data collection.
I think we discussed yesterday with the data collection, you can't stress how important it is. A tractor with a slow leaking tyre, you get halfway through your data collection and you call in the guy from Chuggies or wherever to come and do your tyre, scrap it, throw it away, start again. Best not to have an implement on the back. Rob's tried it with, he thought the 3 metre power arrow would be great because it was 3 metres, so he's going to have a 3 metre pass. But what would that weigh, Rob? Quite a bit, I suppose.
5 metre, but it's like 3.5 tonnes.
So every time he picks it up to go through a drain, the tractor moves, the tractor squats. The speed was another thing that's important. Not so much the speed you travel at, but how quickly you accelerate, how quickly you stop. So that taking off fast, that slow is not a great thing either. So basically, I think you've worked out your best.
John, you were saying even in your cab suspension and
everything that can have an effect on that receiver's position will start to add up and cause issues. Like the key thing and the key point is that when you're land levelling, like 5 or 10 millimetres on a hectare is a lot of dirt. And we're really trying to minimise our earth moving as much as possible with the technology. So data acquisition is the starting point, and we need to get that right. And you've experienced a lot of small compounding issues that have ended up with more dirt than you needed to ship potentially.
So Rob's now,
he's
just got to start from scratch. Rob's worked out that the tractor on its own is the best, or a ute or a gator. If you've got one wide up and you've got it on a UTV, it makes a lot of sense.
But also getting that base station in paddock, I mean, we're sort of told that Humbucky Hills is probably fine, 20 k's away.
Yep.
But the data we're getting with that in paddock,
much better have your base for your recording. Like we were told originally that it'd be fine. Like obviously we have a base over here on the hummocks, and that would be fine for collecting the data. We knew all along we'd need to have an infield base for the actual application of the work. But yeah, probably works okay on a wheat field somewhere on the mainland where there's not as much variation in the ground as there is here. But here it just made a lot more sense to get it with the infield base, and I think that's the key. I think, as they say, you put rubbish in, you get rubbish out, so you need good data to start with.